propaganda. That's the problem, okay? That's truly the problem. And we're on to your devilish tactics. Nevertheless, if you happen to disagree, you know where to find me Thursday through Saturday disagreement. Disagree, you know where to find me. That's fun stuff. Till next time, guys, be amazing.
They say their goal is to align the content in those exhibits with President Trump's interpretation of American history.
All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, B'Hashem Yahushai, B'Hashem Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to all the brothers and the few sisters out there. This is going to be a quick show through the spirit of Yahweh, B'Hashem Yahushai. I was watching this guy. Amazing Lucas. Sometimes he bring out some good joints. But basically, no longer a rumor. They're going after the Smithsonian museums, and he's planning to rewrite. Hold on, I'm just not thought about that. They're going to rewrite the rewrites of the rewrites. They're going to rewrite the history that they rewrote already, so that way now it could be less damaging of the fact of slavery, of the fact of all the wickedness that they have done. Okay, all that is going to be revamped. Let me see if I can find. Boom.
In Washington, the White House is ordering a review of the Smithsonian Museum and exhibitions. They say their goal is to align the content in those exhibits with President Trump's interpretation of American history. What?
His interpretation of American history. His interpretation. Not what's factual. His interpretation. You see what we're getting at now? And when I was watching this, I was watching another video. Let me see. Let me be right back. Here's the other video. So
slave is better than being killed, no? Before you judge, you must ask yourself, what did the culture and society at the time treat as no big deal?
There was no real movement anywhere in the world to abolish slavery before the American founding. Slavery was part of life all over the world. It was America that began the conversation to end it.
And people like Garrison don't just want slavery abolished, but the whole American system.
You are correct. His approach is called radical. That means a complete fundamental change of everything.
That seems silly. There are so many amazing things about America. Well, your way is definitely better. It's the right way to get change.
I think so.
Also in our time, all Americans are equally protected under the law and have equal voting rights regardless of race.
I knew the U.S. Constitution would survive and allow for positive change.
We even had a black president. 2 terms.
Yeah, those fallacious racist videos were just approved, but don't get it twisted. They were probably already showing them in Florida and other states. And even if they're not being shown, you have teachers espousing that same rhetoric. And check this out, y'all. Even before these videos were shown in schools, similar ones were shown at home, like this.
They were minstrels, with black bodies and faces with big white lips and eyes. And they aped the classic minstrel show, with big opening musical numbers and slapstick send-ups of well-known plays and stories.
See, one thing we have in common with racists, y'all, is we understand how important it is to impact our youth, because they're the future. So how ironic is it then that before this news came out, that I committed to producing Black history cartoons?
And he's going to promote his joints. So there you go. That's why through spirit, as I was watching this video and the other video, I was saying to myself, we got to be those men. Obviously, because the simple fact is, if we're not around, there's no truth. Because they're trying to, like he says, Black history purge. They're trying to erase even the little stuff that you was allowed to know. And I remember growing up as a kid, everybody was only allowed to know so much and still question everything. So now you're going to have a whole generation that doesn't know nothing. What is it? Deuteronomy? Let me just get that real quick. Hold on. 1919? No, that's not the one. Deuteronomy, not that one. 19 and 12. Huh. It says, then, sorry, hold on. That's not the one. It's not the one. Hold on. I know it's in Deuteronomy I'm looking for. There it is. Deuteronomy 32 and 7. Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generation. Ask thy father, and he will show thee thy elders, and they will tell thee. So the fathers, since I'm in that realm now, come back to the other joint. What's this? Sirach. Should be around these parts. But I gotta think it again. As it should be Sirach. It should be 30 something. Yeah. Matter of fact, and now it's coming to my head. Where is it at? 27. 2071, I believe. Okay, Slack. Let me get this right. I say self. Oh, I'm just gonna type it like that. I think it's gonna. Yeah, I was right. It is what it is. It says no, I'm sorry. I still don't got it yet. All right, I know what it is. Either 29, but let me do this right. It should be around. I must be putting it wrong. There's a reason why they took the elders out of the community, or the fathers out of the community. There's a major reason, because that bond let me see if this is one. I'm not too sure. Well, if I can't get it, it's all right. So basically, if you raise your son as you, as one like you, the enemy hates that. So if you know the secrets of your upbringing, of what happened to us, towards what happened towards us in history, and here they are trying to rewrite history, the father, the son dynamic is no longer strong anymore in the hoods. I think it's 29, but let me see. So this devil systematically remove any sort of differences that our people had. And mainly is Jake they're after. You know? Mainly Jake. Because Jake has a stronger will. They'll fight against the system spiritually. So they remove the father out the household. They remove the dynamic of parenting. So leave these kids unprotected. This is what the scripture says about since I'm in this book, Salakia. I'm gonna end up finding it anyways. I'm gonna end up finding it anyway because I know I'm gonna be obsessed with this. Like right now, I'm obsessed with another scripture, but I know it is possession. And it's over here. Sirach 20, 36 and 24. It said, he that got a wife beginneth a possession. So when a man gets with a woman, that's automatically his possession, right? So with feminism, women believe they have this independency from their man, so they don't feel like they need to be possessed. It says a help like unto himself and a pillar of rest. So now the women are our enemies. Where no hedge is, there the possession is spoiled. So if the man is not in the household, the possession is spoiled. Sirach 14. Actually, I should went to Sirach. Oh, not for Sirach 14. Proverbs 14. Okay, so this systematic destruction of the household has been going on for a long period of time. It says, Proverbs 14 and 1, it says, every wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish plucketh it down with her hands. So the black family is no longer a family. So it leaves the children unprotected. Leave the women unprotected, leave the children unprotected. Because they fear if a man passed down the knowledge of his people towards his children, then that's going to be a problem for them. All right? That's going to be a fucking problem for them. I'm trying to find a scripture. It's going to be bugging me out. tells you, my son, if I sin, no, that's not the one. So removing the man out the household was the most important thing that they could have done. All right. That's how important you young men are out there. You are a pillar to your name, your household, and so forth. You've been taught everything different. So them rewriting history once again is to literally to finish off the job. That's all they're doing right now. And the problem with majority of people, they're too far gone. So we know for a fact that this got to be the last generation. There is no next generation that's gonna come about and reteach this thing. No, this got to be the last generation. Period. All right, this got to be the last generation. Oh, there it is. I found it. The Wadi Abba Shmi Yahshua. The Wadi Abba Shmi Yahshua. The Wadi Abba Shmi Yahshua. Let me see. Hold on. Make sure. I believe this is the one. Sirach 30:2. He that chasteth his son shall have joy in him, and rejoices with him among his acquaintance. He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice of him. Though his father die, yet he is as though he were not dead, for he have left one behind him that is like himself. So if your father is rebellious against the system, against Esau's system, and he's passed it down to his sons, that's a problem. If he has daughters and he teaches his daughters not to be a whore, to be with one man and so forth, that's a fucking problem for them. All right. Their whole entire tactic and mission is to ensure that we remain in this chaotic scene. So going back to Salakia for looking for all over the world, but some things is just bothering some. Back to Deuteronomy, what was that again? Let's see, 22. No. See, it's all right. This is why we have this. Elders 32:7. It says, "Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations." And this is why they had a campaign during the time of the Maccabees to do what? To remove and etch out, rewrite history. First Maccabees 3:48. It says, "And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen has sought to paint the likeness of their image." So image of oneself, if it's depicted wrong, it can destroy a generation. And they knew that. It says First Maccabees 1 and I want to go to the points. This whole thing is bad. So I'll say 24. Well, actually, hold on. Let me go down here. First Maccabees 1:48. They that should also leave their children uncircumcised and made their souls abominable with all manners of uncleanness and profaneness, to the end of they might forget the law and change all the ordinances. So this happened during the time of the Maccabees, when Antiochus Epiphanes wrote to the kingdom that all should worship one thing, or the Greek gods. So you had people that was literally changing, going following the heathens. All right. But the key point is 49 says to the end that they might forget the law and change all their ordinances. So it's all about, that's power. If you can remove a generation of their laws and the way things are, you got them. What's the proof? Majority of us are first generation from Caribbean islands or from wherever. One generation can literally get wiped out because the first American borns can come here and still have the ways of their parents, but the next generation after that is completely forgotten. All right, and that was all tactical. So this man literally, not just Donald Trump, but Esau literally trying to wipe out everything that Jake has. Daniel's 7:25, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High. When you go into the word wear out, Hebrew word is bala, means to constantly harass. All right, so being harassed by the cops, being harassed by certain lifestyle. You have to have certain things in order to survive in the society. Is plethora. Everybody losing their mind because of the simple fact of there's too much stuff, unnecessary stuff, when we just supposed to be relying on the Lord for our daily. All right. But here's the point: and think to change times and laws. So this is what they have done throughout the history. They've been changing times and laws. Okay. And they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and dividing of times, 350 years. From the bulk of the slaves to the 1970s. All right. That was a time and dividing of times. So now he wants to revert back to slavery. He want to make seem that what took place, that which was done unto us, was nothing. All right. But the Lord is like, nope, it was something. It was a great offense. Amos 2, was it Zephaniah? There's Zechariah 2:6. It says, Ho, ho, come forth and flee from the land of the north, saith the Lord. For I have spread you abroad as the four winds of the heaven. Saith the Lord. Deliver thyself, O Zion, that dwelleth with the daughter of Babylon. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, after the glory have he has sent me unto the nations, which spoiled you. For he that toucheth you toucheth the apple of my eye. So the apple of the Lord's eye is the nation of Israel. The nations spoiled us. All right. They took advantage. So, for behold, I will shake my hand upon them, and they shall be spoiled to their servants, and ye shall know that the Lord of hosts had sent me. So the elders, the men of the Lord, would be sent in these latter times, the prophets, to bring back the children. This is following the legacy of John the Baptist / Elijah / Abba Bivens. Knowing that for a fact that this is the last stance. This is it. Amos 1:11, it says, Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity. And his anger did he tear perpetually, he had kept his wrath forever. So the Lord is not going to forgive Esau for any of the things that he has done. He can rewrite all the history. and it would not go nowhere. Okay, it's fresh in the minds of those the most important people, and that is the elect. That's why, matter of fact, I'm gonna end it off on this. Is my favorite. Jeremiah. There's plenty of other scriptures, but I just like this one for this 51 and 24 to the point. It says, I will render unto Babylon. And look up the word render. Render peace. Wow. I will peace off unto Babylon to all the inhabitants of the Chaldean, which was the illuminated ones of their time, for all the evil they have done in Zion, in your sight, saith the Lord. So what is all the evils has been done? Slavery, oppression, constantly being crushed by the same people, erasing our history. So all the things that they done to us, we're going to give them back. Matter of fact, I'm going to end it off on this. Every single ounce. Revelations 14 and 4. No, sorry. 6. Reward her even as she's rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. And the cup which she hath filled to her double. So the Lord hasn't forgotten, and the Lord will never forget. All right. And the key people on the planet Earth that will never forget, no matter what they try to erase. So when we go out in the highways and byways, if we hear, I'm just being facetious, say if it plans out by the end of this year, they change everything, and you got people that just completely agree with everything that they said, and we still be able to go out there next year, and we have the signs and it shows the slave ships, and they're like, no, but I went to Smithsonian Museum. That's not there. That's to show you that the truth is so delicate. The truth is so powerful that it's gonna, that which was basically normally known, well known, all right, is no longer gonna be well known, and only the key people. That's a why do you have Hashem shot for this truth? Only the key people on the planet Earth is going to be able to tell the actual unadulterated truth that this was what happened to the nation of Israel. And the nation of Israel, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And by that time, if they can get it, they're completely gone. If they could get it, it's going to be a shocker to them. It's going to shock their system. And they're going to be, and most likely, they're part of the elect. So this is once again, Tawadiya Bashim Yasha for giving us this knowledge, because this truth is precious, and that time, the time is almost up. All right, the time is almost up. Matter of fact, let me end it off on this. Amos 8 and 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, for I will send famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor thirst of water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. Part of the hearing the words of the Lord is knowing your history, knowing exactly what tribe you were from, knowing exactly what's going on, which is a prophecy. So it's a package deal. And they shall wander from sea to sea, from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. So then they're not going to be able to find the truth. Okay? They're not going to be able to find the truth because they're erasing the truth from this world. It says, in that day shall the fair virgins and the young men faint for thirst. So this precious thing that we have is soon to be over. So with that being said, shalom to the elect of the nations. Shalom.